Viene el clásico. Optic contra Faze. Ay, María, qué juegazo. Empezamos con Rewind.
Optic Faze.
Jodió ser 5-2. Loco, Simba está jugando demasiado bien. Y en las calificatorias no era así.
Hardpoint has not been there. What is he going to bring? But that's 3 on the feed now for Optic. Looking for the final player. It's Simp that's going to be tucked away.
Dijeron una aprendí entre tres. Uy, por poco le dan a bici.
20 seconds on the clock, and will Optic, they flip the spawns behind that shot.
Uy, buena número 5, va a coger spawn. Buenísima.
It is all down to Shotzi once again. All 4 wiped off the map at the right time for Atlanta Faze. They're going to set up for this P2. Looking good here on Rewind early.
And these are some big gunfights. Rise the new hardpoint is about to pop. Can you continue to spawn out Optic Keep? So far, they're winning all the fights. Dashi is able to get 1 entry.
El número 5, no sé qué está pasando. No sé por qué Draza estaba allá abajo.
BZ's got to go big, right? He's going to set up this pinch.
Buena bici. No, va a ver.
So
Adiós,
split
número 3.
spawns are there for Faze, but you're going to take this all day.
Esa está fue buena.
Mercury's now able to find a kill. Both teams battling for control, and there is the brace. Shotzi, double positive.
Hell of a start from Shotzi and hell of a break from Optic, trying to turn this into more. If they can continue to break like that, strong chance to take this opening map. Here comes the next big push from Atlanta Faze. 2 for 2 so far until Mercury's the difference maker. Optic will get this time. Faze will try to set up for next and just get kills in transition, try to cut off from ult.
Yeah, we saw that graphic, right, for on the dash. The biggest thing here for Atlanta Faze was their holds got much better. 90% hold, right, that was what they were known for. Their rotations early in the year, but then it got away from them, dropped down to 50% or
número 5.
But they're already a big break. We'll see if it gets better, because they do have the spawns, but already pressure on this piece. Able to win that first gunfight, but you did them off the time again.
Off the time and into the point, Dash able to chain together 2. Another big one-on-one. It's going to go to Shotzi. So
pero el crowd, loco. Hacho, este juego. Diablo, el público está brutal. Siempre van a estar al favor de Optic, pero en verdad se escucha brutal.
Yeah, now you're waiting for someone. He's going to spawn out, but Shotzi is actually going to read this. He knows he is the one player that probably has to deal with this spawn. Him and Mercury's able to deal with it. I mean, this is a guy, he has a couple of rewinds under his belt this year that has literally won his team the game. The guy can drop 40 plus on this map, but here's a big test for Faze again. You have the P4 rotation a couple of seconds before this is gonna pop. Can Optic find another break?
We have a classic in the making. Optic Texas, big off their breaks. They are up
early.
Let's go to
tiro de hook.
With the Optic boys.
Time. Yo, peeking out of time. Really peeking out of time. I can't even. Where's box one of him? Did he see me? I don't know. Solid time.
Adiós, el número 2 se escapó. Ay, qué buena. Qué buena, Shotzi. Y sobrevivió. Qué buena, loco. La jugó brutal.
He's short as we. One guy's mid-tree. Okay, one more back truck. One shot P3, one shot P3. He's on the heady.
I got one glass here.
I'm gonna try to get right, get up.
No haga nada. Exactamente en los zafacones.
One's right on me, one's right on me.
I'll see the P3, I left them.
On the truck. Truck good.
Watch out, deep left.
Alright, we're missing 8. 8 could have got through.
Yeah, you remember saying he was P3, right?
Yeah, I have no idea where this guy is.
I don't know where he got through.
Están hablando súper bien, mano. Están trayendo nombres. ¿Lo vio? ¿O no?
Enter on me.
Okay.
Yo, when the PC's P2.
Okay. Nice, get up.
Yo, outer dump once for time. Yeah, P2.
Yo, there's that.
Buena. Papi, el flank de bici fue perfecto. Cuidado.
There's 2 here, 2 on you.
He's gonna wait, there's 2 here.
Spawn deep.
Top 18, dead.
Al techo, rumbo la granada.
You're on the side. You enter, to the right. One just went down. There's a really good.
Stay left. Aim's one shot. Yeah, their side hill. There's 2. They're both weak.
Buena, sí. ¡Vamos! Ya, diablo.
Zig really weak. Watch that Zig.
I'm nading back time. Charlie.
Yeah,
one guy's pinching. Turn around. I don't see anything close. He's zig still.
There's 2 on top.
One
Ni se la estaba pasando tan mal. Uy, Chelsea con 3. Buena.
The map 1 battle continues, but it's Faze out front. We're going to double dip. Let's go to the comms with Faze.
Stream merc. I'm seeing blue. I see merc deep street. I'm showing shots right now.
Stay on the box.
One's on street, Tyler. He's in blue. Stage Brandon, okay? One's in blue. Stage Brandon.
Buena, Cel. Lo viste. Uy, María.
One more. I'll see him deep street. I think he might have put. Back B2, and back B2 on me. And there's two back B2. Two back B2, they spawn there.
360, loco. ¿Dónde por el carajo?
There's 20 B2 that if you're blocking right. Kyler, watch out. There's 20 B2 if you're blocking right.
Buena. Buena, Cel. Sabe que va a haber uno ahí. Ahí va a matar a Cel con el misil. Van a pillarlo. Déjalo, Chelsea, todavía está vivo. Super Nacho, sí, jugó brutal. Se mantuvo vivo y todavía está ahí cogiendo puntos.
From a battle to a war, lead changes
podido
in,
matar a
Optic Texas
Chelsea.
go
Chelsea
out
de verdad
in
la jugó
front.
brutal.
Next point, ready to pop as Draza's winning gunfights out street side.
Yeah, but Hook's already out, and I mean, listen, I think if you are Optic, you are happy about this, that you have this lead. Another P2 where FaZe had an early break, but you just kept it messy. Two players were able to play their life for so long, and well, it didn't allow FaZe to earn any of that time. So now you're up 6, and now you have B3 control. You have the spawns for B4. This is a chance for them to take over in map 1.
And we have seen Mercules from this hard point, from that position, just be disgusting. His awareness is so good, no unnecessary movement. He can be a monster. We're watching Dashy right now, though, as he's trying to get the cover from deep. Great shots into a couple, but not actually able to get the kill. And this is what I'm talking about, his ability to survive. Finally going to get pushed out.
Le sacó del punto.
Draza is able to chain it into 2, but you still have Hook here trying to heat up. He was 11-17, now on 4 straight, battling back towards even.
Buena.
Minor lead.
Últimos 2 es bueno, pero tienen que pushar para ver si cogen spawn.
But Hook's been the guy a couple of times to take some routes, to flip them to spawns. And listen there for FaZe. They were trying to find him. He gets a big kill to stall things out. But FaZe now, it is going to be their turn to break this P4. You see Hook and Dashy, they're going to spawn up right next to this hill. Shotzzy fighting courtyard, just trying to buy his team some time. And they have so much space to work with.
Up 20, and Optic now back into the point. They're
Está
finding
feo.
kills.
Se van con una delantera brutal.
Got freedom towards the objective. Hook's POV for now, avoiding the
Pero nada.
looking to line up the shots. Celium gets one to open, and eight's
Buena.
that's going to lead to a pick. 5 straight for Shotzzy, but 2 teammates are dead. Where's their spawn going to come in? They still get 1 spawn safe. The last
Y matan a Hook en la derecha. Bueno, son 2 ahora. Uy, lo mató. Vamos, por el punto. No, nah, qué buena, loco. Qué fucking duro este chamaquito.
200 points, but FaZe probably the best P5 team in the game. We saw it on the first rotation. How chaotic this hill can be. This is their chance to get back into it.
What a moment for Mercules, but what a map from Shotzzy approaching.
No, la verdad, 29-18.
Next point, how good can FaZe be here? It depends on this, whether we're going to have a battle down to the final moments of this map 1.
Viene.
Got 1, finding kills. He's done it 4 or 5 times this year, and he's just having his way with them.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is it keeps Dashy out of the game, right? It makes it a 4 versus 3 for such a long time. And well, those first 20 seconds clean here for FaZe. But now here comes the pressure from Optic Texas. Mercules knows his teammates in drop, just trying to get rid of those trophies. A close spawn, the contest is in. But as I said, it just feels like this is where FaZe thrives.
Por poco lo cogía. Tenían la atención, yo lo sé.
Not the third, though, the movement flinky there from Shotzi as he's able to get in. Next up the bat will be Cell. 20-point advantage right now for Optic. 10 seconds remaining here. We'll see who gets the final bit of time. It looks like with Sim's win, they'll get all this, and we'll have
por lo menos necesitábamos este punto. Ahora el P1 va a ser tan importante.
Let's battle it out, DVD.
Yeah, but you already have P2 spawns. If you were Optic, you were able to flip that map. So now if you are Draza in the rest of the phase, you just want to keep him off this time. Draw a sub out. Well, he will flip those spawns. So Optic now just going to try to get as much as they can, selling him with some big kills, playing his life, making them have to focus on him. Pook again trying to take the route, but in the middle of the street goes the rest of the fights.
Vamos a ver si vamos. Ay, esto está tan pegado. Ya lo echó, sí, qué buena.
Massive life, but the hard point will be white for now.
Watch Hook again. He's going to try to find the timing through Burger.
Oh, qué buena Draza.
With some great shots. But number one, he is through. Cell's going to have to turn right away. The rest of Optic don't spawn with him.
Hook se está haciendo la jugada, loco.
Everyone on phase has to
Si Hook se mantiene vivo, aquí perdemos.
Cell's gonna be caught in no man's land. He'll get dropped. Two gonna pop for phase and try to wrap this back. You have numbers if you're Optic Texas. The setup to hold and win this game, but the spawn is closed for phase.
Uno. Falta el otro. Ah, Chelsea de espalda. Qué buena.
There's control, and how much control will it be? The breaks have been brilliant for Optic Texas throughout this. They need another big one. The separation, 20 points once again. Both teams over 200. Simp winning big one-on-ones. This Cell line up the headshot.
Cógelo. Ahí está otra vez, vamos.
He is a sicko.
That is a quick reload time for Abizi, but all the pressure right through the front. He's going to find shots. He taken down. All four dead, and this is going to put them around 240.
Loco, Chelsea tiene 37-28.
Here we're going to see another hard point. Abizi 27 and 26 with some massive moments in this one. Close range win. 4 draws. Same can be said for Abizi, and they are now out in front. Approaching a 240, 10 needed for the win. It is Optic though with the early setup. They need the hold of a lifetime here in the map one. One break for phase, and this one is done. They got one opening pick. Here goes phase. Simp wins another. Hercules has got to go crazy. He's only able to get one. You've got numbers, I thought, in the street, but Optic have done enough to battle. There's the clearance on the point, though. Simp trying to soak up time, but can't stay alive.
Tiene racha.
Tíralo. You have a streak to work with, as you said, but all the kills go to Optic Texas. They take out everybody. 240, Hellstorm in.
Ya lo loco, 10 puntos.
From the skies. Takes out one. Everybody flying forward now. The hard point, white, Ningo phase. 10 needed for the win.
No, Chelsea. Se la jugó, se hizo la play. No hay break. Sin mata a 2.
Will it be Simp? Will it be Shotzi? Who is massive in the final moments? Is Nashi falls.
Abizi con 2.
246.
Y Abizi está... Ah, no, llévatelo, olvídate de eso. Vamos, cabrón. Abizi se comió ese juego. Bueno, se llevó a Dachi de espalda 2 veces. Diablo, loco, qué partida. Yo pensé que íbamos a perder. Yo pensé que Faze iba a perder. Vamos allá.
Optic, look to answer back. Map 2. Shotzi, 41 in the map 1. Will look to be the opener in the search and destroy. But on the other side, you got the tiny tears. Simp has been terrific in search. Considering he's the bomb carrier, his stats kind of defy logic.
Loco la granada de Simp, vete pa'l carajo.
Able to find Dash here. You're gonna expect Hook though if they end up wrapping B, but we know Faze. We know what they like to do on protocol.
Adiós, mira, grabaron una foto.
Hey, yep. Where a lot of teams have favored B later in the year, midway through the year, Faze have stuck to the tried and true.
Every now and then they throw one in there, but probably 90% of the time, you know they're going to this lower bomb site.
So it's going to be how to Optic deal with it. We're going to talk about that a lot probably in this map too when you're talking Optic on the defense. Sip able to get his second in this round. Wow. They dominate that one behind the first blood from Simp. They get PC control. Easy.
Yeah, he gets the third as well. One player was stunned on up. He just slides on through. Able to get that kill. But yeah, all stems from that first blood. You had 2 players trying to push up mid-gun with Hook and Dashi, maybe just trying to catch them off guard through a quick flank. Instead, a couple of nades to the forehead.
Listen, I know people know I love to talk about Simp. He's a fantastic player. But like, we're talking about Super being like the best search player recently. I think the fact that he carries bombs is insane. We've just talked a lot about players over the years that have been bomb carriers. It's usually like
it's not a good time.
Not usually like the greatest stats. Now, that is props to him and also props to his team, right? They put him in a position to fight.
Bien alta.
Still, some wild stats. In fact, he's doing that. There you get a massive pick. Mercules will get the first blood. Celium ripped out of it. Pushing up.
Now, is Abizi through? Yeah, is Abizi through? He might be through top mid. And you see number 3, Mercules, he's just kind of lurking. But Hook might be in some early trouble. I mean, Abizi, I don't think they're going to expect this. And Hook is the bomb carrier. But Abizi, he's going to have to stand. So you do a little bit of help there from Shotzi, but now you know the position. The good thing is, though, you still have a 2 versus 3. Mercules, he is starting to beam.
Yeah, you're real thankful. Abizi didn't try the 2 kills.
No, I'm actually surprised he did. But yeah, I think he just has to
snap on the second.
If his timing's like a little bit faster, he might get 2. But
or if Hook's slower, then Bomb would have been down mid-gun.
100%.
Probably round.
Didn't see the first pick for Mercules, but giving him numbers early with a win over Cell. We'll track the first bloods as we continue on. But yeah, now how to Optic deal with what Faze like to do offensively. There's a lot of different ways they like to work their way towards A, but it seems like A usually the end result.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you're going to see is one player drop zip. If they see some nades or if they see some presence, maybe they'll go back up. But if there is nothing, they're going to throw a trophy and go. And well, all of Optic are going to, well, a couple are going to drop Spiral. And well, they're going to go.
Buena, Bici, buena.
Fights, that normally secures the round.
The hammer at A. 4 versus 2. Plant is in. Shotzi lurking though. We'll see if he can catch something crazy here.
He's got some really good timings. But yeah, this is just such a tough crossfire, no matter what.
Here we go.
Qué buena con Ferdinand, no la gana nada.
They're bringing it back. Zip going to be in the corner. We're down to a 1 versus 1. Still 25 seconds to go. Cell.
Coordinaron la granada muy bien. Celium no pierde los 1.
My God, Shotzi and Mercules nearly bring that back.
I don't know how that stunt doesn't hit Cell. That would have given him the info. I don't know if it goes behind the computer, but Cell pushes on up because he knows how weak he is. Yeah, it's just behind towards the bomb.
I was literally about to say brilliant stunt, and then just didn't hit.
Yeah, he's thinking if that is like maybe towards the middle. But Abizi here's the opening too. He's got teammates firing behind him, and well, who just gets caught with a little panic melee.
Yeah, we thought the round was over when he got those 2. Turned out it wasn't, but whew. Ultimately, Abizi wins him the round. Tiny Terrors right now have 8 of your 9 kills. And the 2-1 advantage. Optic Texas, their turn to apply early pressure here at A.
Yeah, they're up, but you already have 2 players in Zip and Abizi all the way through plat side. So how quickly can they maybe push this Zip? But bomb's going to be planted, so you're in a great spot if you are Optics. Now 4 versus 4.
Now can they just hold? The first domino, usually the biggest.
It's going to be on Dashi here.
Dashi able to win it. Big first blood, massive gunfight win for him. His simp is out. The pinch kind of drops there. Unless Abizi can do something, but you lose on the other side. Everybody drops. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Cayó como un regalito.
Trophy is eaten.
Well, as soon as he throws that nade and the trophy eats it, that lets him know there's a second. He has no idea that Abizi's there. But yeah, the trophy eats it, gives him the info. And Abizi, I'm surprised he doesn't just
Yo no sé cómo el caster sabe que se iba a tirar otro por lo que él dijo, que supuestamente él sabía que iba a bajar otro por algo del trophy.
Bomb site wide open, and they take advantage. Yeah, we'll see
did he dive? Okay, yeah, he like dove, so he was prone, but it looked insane.
No, it looked absurd. Yeah, that looked absurd. A little belly flop there. D in the dirt. 2-2 now. Both teams now just going to be working to figure out their retakes or defenses over at A. Abizi does find it up the gut, and while another one where he can just call round. Mercules another first blood, though. Took out Cell a couple rounds ago. This time takes out draws. Abizi, though, my God, how is this going to work out for him? He continues to hunt. Bomb is tracking with him. What is Cell?
Por un segundo pensé que no era hacer sinistro.
Shotzi's already pushed on up.
Porque él escuchó esa área como si nada.
So they're waiting on a rewrap, but Optic's not going to go. They might just wait for the plant to go in and then play the 4 versus 3. Just having the information about where they are playing. And Mercules, I think he was able to spot Abizi.
We'll see if that will be the difference. 3 versus 4, plant and Faze try to hold.
The problem is you have no AR back gun like normal. So both Simp and Abizi have subs out. So they have to take these close range gunfights, and the timing awful for Simp and Abizi, all down to cell 1 versus 3.
If he gets that one clean, maybe a real good chance to do it, but now he's in trouble. Crossfire in from everywhere.
Está bien prendido. Le dieron de todos lados.
Optic, and that's just, it's the timing for Abizi. That works out a little bit differently. He at least gets 1. Instead, he comes away with nothing. The second he looks right, gets peeked from the left. He had a couple opportunities maybe early in the round. I think if they did lose a player early, like if Mercules doesn't kill draws, then Abizi's probably a little more aggressive in hunting.
Yeah, because he knows that's probably a trade.
Yes.
He sees Dashy in that corner, but thinks there's a second one, a third one with him. But yeah, that's really the big story right now is Draw's 0-4, known for being such a great search player. So confident, but continues to get picked early.
And Mercules, the one doing it early. He's got a couple first bloods, 6 and 3 in this map too. Right back to it, worked last time, why not? We'll work to get this free plant. And we'll see if Faze try a different setup for the retake.
Draza 0-4.
Already looking different. You don't have 2 push through. They all
Ay, cajito.
Yeah, they're seeing the info with the car. Yeah, just repeating that. And well behind it, Draza's going to find one finally on the board. Abizi with 2 in the round, all down to Dashy. It's some great shots. The problem is bomb is being defused. It's simple to close it out. Great plays from Faze with the RC.
It's a much different look at the retake. Kind of spread it out and tried to pinch. Last time the RC makes it a little bit different. They group up, they bully their way in. Abizi's able to get 2 on the entry. And giving Optic a different look at the hold.
Hello, bendición.
But yeah, the RC just
sí.
Makes that
right? You have to look at it, try to blow it up. It's also getting info. 3P around the corner. So nice little retake there from Faze. And I think Abizi ended up getting another one with that defuse. So they're going to have another RC to play with.
No.
And we'll see when that's thrown into the fray. Deeper we go. Couldn't find separation in the hard point. Looking that way in search.
This is 4 versus 4.
Oh, how's it play out? Draza finally getting on the board. 3 and 5, and he gets 2. Trying to get out, reposition.
Buena. Síguelo. Seguiste los dos abajo.
Selva's trying to make sure he doesn't get caught. Will buy himself some time with the stun. Plant going through now.
They're trying to isolate him, right? Dashy goes all the way top 3. They wanted to hunt him down before he got to his teammates. The problem is Selva's so tough to kill.
You don't say.
Yeah, he's going to just play his life. But this little rotation here out of Faze. What do you do if you are Shotzi and Dashy?
Maybe the 2 you want alive to pull off something like this.
Ese spot como que no me encanta.
Can they find an opener?
Oh, he got through.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Draza's like, boys, what the hell? Shotzi gets damage into Cell. Simp wins a huge one.
Qué buena,
Simp.
Qué buena, Simp.
That nearly just got stolen away from him.
I mean, Shots even hit some insane shots on a Simp right here where he's got to reposition before he takes the other one.
Draza's like, what in the world, guys?
Yeah, he just dives on down the staircase. Cell just couldn't see him with his FOV.
I mean, like, that's rarely how you die in heli with like that setup, bro. When you have 2 people alive, like you're supposed to be like the impossible kill, unless you're like 3v1 isolated like So was a couple rounds ago. That was insane. Shotzi found a wild timing in the hard point, nearly an insane moment there to bring it back in the 2v3 scenario, but can't do it. Simp up to 8 and 4, Mercules 8 and 5 on the other side. 2 very different stages of their careers, but both leading the way for their team. Shotzi, big opener, traded out.
5-2. Vamos. Let's go. Una rondita más y ya.
The duo winning the round.
Just right through a spiral. I mean, Abizi gets caught, right? Like, he's not thinking anyone's going to chow on through, or Simp would see him, maybe Cell would see him. But they had to throw some shoulders. Simp just backs on down, lets his AR find the final kill. But they turned that round all the way through.
He's like, I'll win the close ones, you win the long ones. And we'll take the round. Back to back, and now some separation in this search and destroy.
And now if you're Optic, your last defense, you tried to hard counter, right, bottom A. Draza, he finds the multi. What do you do now? Because you know what Faze is thinking, let's go to A.
And Simp has another double-digit search performance, 10 and 4. 5 straight. Draza sends it, though, gets some info, but gets caught.
Pero Dashi la jugó súper bien, mano.
Headshots for the green wall. They needed a round. They're going to get around, barring a BC doing something ludicrous, but if he is trapped in and shut down, quick break.
And well, they try to switch it up. They go for a platform hit, and you know how I feel about platform hits. It's just one stun, and you see what the one stun does. It doesn't get caught by the trophy. Like, the timing is there, but it's just a couple of nades that are the difference. The two players that slide on through, they're not able to find those players who get into computers. That is the difference.
And if anyone was wondering if Mercules would be phased in a matchup like this, at a venue like this, he is not. 10-6, leading the team in search.
Chamaquito le mete, de verdad.
They got to win 3
Para mí es la pieza clave ahora mismo de Optic.
Is done. 2 more to go.
Por eso Optic de verdad se ve bien peligroso. Porque sabemos lo que hace Dachi y Chelsea. Lo que pasa es que no lo hemos visto en este juego.
Well, this is spread, so you only have a couple of players down towards A. That's going to be Sim and Cell, who, well, that's all it took last round. Well, really, it's just Sim. So it's just all down to him. Everybody else is playing for info, and Abizi's going to get hit.
It's another one.
Another first blood for him.
Able to get 3. Zip is there. He hits the stun.
It's
not going to matter. What is that from
one shot.
Did it 8 hit? I have no idea what just happened. I'm assuming he's weak from an 8.
Yeah, it must have been an 8, because that look, look like he got 2 bulleted. Cell 1 versus 3. Otherwise, we're going to a round 11. But Mercules' first bloods have been
el público está brutal. Fíjate, mi pana, no tiene más nada.
Hook's waiting for him, and Hook is putting him down. Round 11 time. 4 points separate him in the hard point. 1 final round in the search and destroy.
I thought Simp was going to make a play.
Oh, I thought he was at least getting 1.
Did he won? Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
Hit a great stun, just got 2, but it had to be an 8, something here, right? That looked insane.
Esta música. Uy, atención, de la ronda 11.
AR hits different at close range, but like, that was real different. Guys doing double damage.
Ronda 11.
Round 11 time.
Ay, mamá.
The pressure building, the venue sweating. Faze on offense.
Se llevó 2 la granada. Ay, bendito.
Shotzi and Hoop are gone. Bomb is getting planted.
He got a 3rd. He almost did the same exact thing as the hard point where he gets 4 to win the game. Abizi and the Faze nades give them the 2-man advantage, and just like that, Mercules, well, this is going to be a miracle. He's up to 12, but he's going to need 15 and a defuse.
Can't get in with the utility. Trophy going to do its job. He's got both weapons to work with, but simply too many players to deal with.
Vamos allá, esa granada. 10 de 10. 10 de 10. Mira, temper y todo eso. Vamos para allá, control. Faze. Esto y ya.
Mercules has been a superstar in control since he has joined. He has turned around the control of Optic Texas. Can he do it here? A little blessing early on as the nades don't pan out.
Yo vi la granada cuando entró por la puerta.
Not going to make this offensive push much easier with the team kill, but starting to get forward. Starting to look for openings. Defense holding. Optic in a good position early.
And listen, you know, you and I have tested a lot of these Hacienda controls, and earlier on it was a lot more dominant for Faze. More recently, teams are starting to figure out what they want to do. They're mimicking the gameplay, and their offenses haven't looked as good as before. Abizi, he's going to sneak all the way through. Try to just get onto this B point and pause the clock, because they're already 45 seconds off of this. Celium watching the flank. They have an idea of where Optic is. Just do the positions on the map.
Progress starting to flow. First bit is done. Big retake now from Optic. And so far, so good. Draws in trouble, can't scurry away. They get it done clean. Cell is still coming off a spawn. We'll see what he can find as the other guys pop out towards Rock, but only giving up a tick. 30 seconds remaining. All Optic so far. I thought Mercules was getting put down, but he's able to snap and win it.
But even right there, right, that retake. Everybody waiting for each other, going at the same time.
That's what we didn't have.
This is just a different Optic
100%.
So far fundamentally, and they've shown it.
Qué buena bici.
And the rest of Faze now onto this B point. Second tick is in. They want that minute extension.
Dashi maybe staggers it a little bit to pick up 1, trying to get in off a spawn. Shotzi wins a big one. You only have 1 body on this, so it's not done yet. The question is, do Optic go with this or just let him get the extension? Looks like they're going to leave it for the extension. I Nate is close. They're able to combo that, and maybe they do stop it, but you have the minute, you're down 8 lives, though.
And they're just going to leave Abizi. The rest of Optic are going to push on forward, so Abizi's going to have to fight on back, or just pretty much play 1 versus 1 versus Dashy. But here comes Abizi. They know this, and well, they're going to pick up on it. But Abizi only has 1 death because he's been in so many of these scenarios. But Shotzi and Hook both going to get taken down, and we know it is only a 1 moment in control where the attacking team hit 3-4 on the point in the round can end.
Abizi just continued to finesse. He's been
Sí, loco,
in a
no
lot
lo
of
matan.
marches.
It's just him, though. I mean, he's been the only one out.
Ah, ya, se acabó la
Finally, he
suerte.
gets shut down. The rest of the team now going to have to step it up. Draza dipping a toe in for a moment. Optic just have to trade effectively, and they're in a good position. I thought great little stun there to buy him some time, but as he falls, not going to be able to hit the reload or the swap. Nice win there from Shotzi. Time ticket again, 30 to go.
Nah, qué mala suerte.
Nice.
Yeah, he probably gets that kill, and that's a big thing now. 9 life difference, 20 seconds. So every single pick, so important here for Optic. You have to pause this clock and wait for your teammates off a spawn. We just haven't been able to. Every 1 for 1, and well, that is worst case scenario. That's a double there for Hook. All 4 dead. Optic give up the B point, but that is
buena ronda para Optic.
Shutting it down. I don't know if anyone can even get to A in time. Optic set up, posted up. Faze just going to hold the line, not give up any more kills. So, great defense there from Optic.
Le quedó muy buena.
Nearly perfect if it wasn't for that one little moment where you got 3 down.
And honestly, like, outside of Abizi, the other 3 were shut down. I don't know how often they got across the 50-yard line, but it was not much whatsoever. It put Abizi in a tough spot so many different times where he's like, do I get back to you guys? I'm pretty much playing a 1 versus 1 versus Dashy.
It's also Abizi's fault, you know, the team kill. That team kill did lead. It's part of why they lost that break. And sometimes when you lose the opening break, you know how it is, bro. You're battling uphill throughout.
But how many times when they're on B are they winning that top office fight, the top halls fight? You just had none of that.
No, not at all. Not at all. They barely touched top office. An Optic strike now on offense. AR out for Shotzi. Slowly progressing behind the utility. Cell's gonna win 1 fight top halls. Nice
Vaya. Diablo, qué tiro.
Trying to finesse. Staying up for now. A tough one-on-one versus Cell. Let's see if he can turn this into a tick. He's gonna get some help. Bobby Mercules with the sub in hand. Finding an opening and getting away with his life. 5 HP, but his teammates need a little bit of help towards the point.
Yeah, well, the big thing was that Simp was just kind of roaming bottom secret and top hall, so they were able to find him.
I thought they got the first tick. I realized that didn't actually finish.
Well, they did off of B, and now they're just going to play A. You have Mercules up top trying to find the kill, able to re-snap onto Abizi. Trade is there from his duo in Simp. So you're working the objective. The problem is here for Optic. You're just not finding many kills right now.
Hasta ahí, pero lo mata como quiera.
Uy, gracias. Oh, I thought he was winning that as well. Not finding progress anywhere. I mean, you're close on the lives at least. You're up a couple, actually.
B. They're just playing for A. Well, who's going to get on B? So you're on both points, and there we go. Yeah, you're going to get off this.
Como con 3 de vida.
Put another player on that B point. Force Faze to have to rotate all the way through.
Shotzi in the key position now. Top office. He can decide things. Scurrying away, repositioning. Simp able to chase him down, though. Mercules wins a big one-on-one. Second tick is done. Minute extension. Waiting here in the wind. Draza is just going to fly at this. Wonder if they were to give it up. Looks like he wants to try and take a fight. He's going to end up dropping. They're going to get both kills, and now you're in trouble. But this is just chaining right over to A.
Well, you're just going to take your time. I think all of Optic were maybe just trying to get top office once again. Find Faze, but most of Faze rotated through Rock, and Celium pulls out the sub, able to hit the headshot. But you already have 1 tick in this point. Abizi's all the way pushed up, but he's buys lonesome. On the other side of the map, it's Dashy. Those 2 keep finding themselves in these scenarios.
Buena.
Luke thinking freebie, but not going to be the case. Still over a minute to go, lots of time. Got a couple dead, though, so Mercules just going to kind of tuck away in the corner here, wait a pocket, and see if he can pounce. Abizi gets stunned, so he's going to try and take the angle, but there always seems to be one more to help.
Ponerle un en contra. Las vidas están iguales.
I mean, if you're Optic, you're just trying to find these guys. Like, where is their setup? For the most part, it's top open.
Buena.
It's really just Draza,
Draza,
who was on the closed part of the map. Who's just trying to get to the trade, but nice little finesse there for Draza. But he did the help from Hercules. Now he's on the point. That's going to force Sim out of position. Hook's going to try to help him. The AR almost connects onto Sim. Needs one more bullet. But Trades only joins in favor Optic to go up 2-0.
Pobrecito.
Trades only do you so much. So there's only 35 seconds to go. You're probably going to have to get this done around the objective, barring they're able to pause this for any length of time.
I
don't know if that 30 seconds is enough to get it down to the live. Second tick, though, is done. Tick advantage going to fail. Optic able to get a couple. Another on the point, just sitting it out. Draza flies in, not able to get one. Sim can't be the hero either. No respawns remaining, and that will seal it. Optic up 2-0 in the control. Finally, some late round scenarios going their way.
Yeah, and it's just the last player alive on some of these objectives. It was really a two-man game at the B point. It was Mercules, and I think Dashy was looking over him a number of times, but Mercules, I mean, he just played his life on B, gives them that minute extension, and you just had so much top office control early for Optic, gives you that life advantage, puts FaZe in a tough spot. And again, they're just sort of slowing the game down a lot if you are Optic. You're getting into your positions, always having someone there to trade with you, and yeah,
I mean, what do we say for the whole year? Solo Chow, Solo Chow, Solo Chow. This is not the Solo Chow team anymore. Working as a unit. I know you were so impressed with their series.
Vamos, Faze.
Overall,
Las señales de vida.
They could be up big in this one as well.
Este
Not for a
están
couple
como
of
que en la
moments.
lenta. Simple es el único que está manteniéndose, pero que te vas a pasar de
Reverse sweep
16.
starts now. They'll get the opening kill. And try to chain this into more. Not able to deal with some of the beats so far as they're going forward, taking space. And this is the position that it seems like you can never get into, never set up.
And they don't know where Mercules is. He actually slipped on through from top halls, but the rest of FaZe are finding kills. Cell trying to up the aggression. He pulls out a cell, but Mercules will match that. Both guns in hand, taking gunfights at will.
Second tick is through. BC gets there to help a bit, but Draw's likely got to back this up. But he'll get swept off the board. You get some damage done on the objective. You get the 2 ticks, but a good clearance from Optic. Now they can breathe a little bit, but here comes the next wave from FaZe. Trying to push up through his number 8 and Cell. He's not going to find anything. Mercules reads that and deals with it.
And you have Hook through, so he's going to have a free flank. Well, he's going to be able to take down Sim.
Bueno.
So yeah, a lot of these scenarios where normally FaZe are so good around the B balcony, they're just not winning anything. And well, you're in a tough spot now. 45 seconds. You have no map control.
None whatsoever. Optic control looking spicy. Dashy winning fight.
Ya, lo que prendía están dando a la FaZe. Válgame Dios. No, y ahora está el contra. GG FaZe. Bueno, salieron de... El último push, de verdad. Y Dashy está ahí esperando.
Well, Dashy is here. Doesn't want to overchow. Waits for his teammates off spawn. So you should get somebody on the point if you are FaZe. First match will be Draza, but Dashy deals with him.
Hook in position. 5 seconds to go. Dashy repeats. Great job playing his life. Peekaboo, and away we go. Optic Texas.
Ay, qué mierda. Bueno, ¿para dónde vamos? Red card. No, Hacienda. Vamos a ver si Optic fuerza el juego número 5. Que el 63 estuvo bastante pegadito. Optic todavía.
Yeah, what we saw from Optic a lot of the times was both Shotzzy and Hook pulling out a third, fourth AR, slowing the game down, getting to their
de las pistolitas. Ya, diablo. Espérate, se llevó a 4.
He's got a pistol, he finds the first 4.
Vete pa'l carajo.
This is his worst title of all time. I was like, all right, sure. He had a rough online stretch, but he is back to it on land. After that incredible moment, though, Optic regain a bit of control.
Madre, me asusté. Ah, ya vi, sí. Ok, ahí estamos bien,
Fighting for spawn.
We good.
How it plays out. Fighting for time. Only 10 seconds remaining. Rotating early will be number 8 and Cell towards the point, but rapid all the way through will be Mercules. We'll see what he is able to come away with.
Buena.
BC, those he gets to. So suddenly the last guy is Mercules. He's gotten
no
lost behind enemy lines. Do they deal with it?
Yeah, Mercules, he's actually going to influence his spawns. They're going to have no idea Shotzzy is there. BC does read it. Draza, he was arches, but Mercury's, as you said, he sneaks on through, and those two make the play. And this is what they did on Rewind. Nobody really overchallenged. They stayed alive, waited for each other, didn't allow Faze to get into their spots. And this guy is going crazy.
This life out of Mercury's incredible. We've already got, by the way, about a minute off the clock. It's 16-16. This might be an interesting one. I'm sure teams will start to find a little bit of smoothness to the gameplay. The holds will start to get stronger. The rotations will be on point, but nobody finding a lot of objective early on. We'll see if this turns into a little more time. I mean, Optic have got base spawning where they want them for the upcoming rotation. Trying to keep them pinned in deep. Hoop chain together a couple. That'll be 3 dead for Faze.
And nobody took a round, right? You tried to retake P2, so now you're fighting through the middle of the map. There is the opener, but already on P3 will be Dashy. Gonna find some of that early time. And this is what we saw from Hoop, running another AR.
Oh, qué buena, loco. Hoop está haciendo la jugada. Uy, Sim. Sim con 2.
But of course it is Sim pulling out this sub. Him and Abizi playing around the objective.
Ay, ay, ay. Hoop está a otro nivel.
We've seen some insane P3 holds lately. Just going back to the ultra comeback. Teams turning that into a ton of time. Van working in the favor of Draza as he gets 2. Simp through on the feed. And the comeback starting to happen early here for Faze.
Oh.
Get the early break behind Simps 2 and now turning this into a nice solid chunk of time.
Yeah, this was looking so good for Optic.
It really
then
was.
that play happens. They were able to read the split spawn in Faze. Now you have stage control. Still 12 seconds to get out of this. Simpto right off spawn. He's up to 10-5. Double positive.
Uy.
Well, now it's just down to 1 player, and that is exactly what you want, all of those kills. BZ not afraid to take any gunfight, just trying to lock down Dashy. He's able to do, well, Dashy's going to take him down, but you're on the hill.
Yeah, Simp is just still out and hunting, so you have to worry about him. It's hard to collapse on the point when he's still rotating off of ult. You can't really leave him because you might set him up for freebie, so they go to hold him, but that's just going to be time the way of Faze inside the hard point. Once you deal with him, now it is go time. Abizi and Draws trying to hold outside. Draws in trouble, and the pressure might be on to sell inside of the hard point.
Qué buena.
Gotta shut him down there. Can't let him get another. It got scary for a moment, but Faze holding on to the point. Now pushing out your first significant lead.
Yeah, Seliam, he wins a gunfight under stage. He's got the crossfire from his AR duo. And now back to the SMGs. One last player in shot C trying to contest. He's done a pretty good job here. Seliam was here, still is, just trying to find maybe the kill. Well, he's going to be close to a Hellstorm, is Seliam, with all this time earned at P4.
We'll see if he's able to earn that. Finding kills at the other side of it towards next is Simp already out in front. He's had several multi-kills and looking for another, and it's going to be another. Him and Abizi take a 2-on-3 on the other side and win it. Simp up to 15-7.
Ah, loco. Tiene la granada.
Work from camera. Tags into both. That's probably going to slow down the push here for a second. Maybe sets up Abizi, who's going to be lurking here for a moment. 50-point advantage for Faze. Here comes the lurk. You won't, never mind. It doesn't turn into anything.
Yeah, and I think that's just communication. But just calling out names. Yeah. Where is Abizi? Shotzzy had a nice pinch through the middle of the map, so Faze had to focus on him. So you've earned some quality time after finding Abizi. The Faze fighting back 20 seconds here. It's only a 35-point lead.
Hardpoint wiped throughout most of this. We'll keep looking at the play clock. Still like 3 minutes to go, so we'll see if that comes into it. But first set is done. Any massive takeaways?
I don't think so. I think if you're Faze, you're happy you're winning a lot of these rotations. If you're Optic, a slow start for Dashy at 4-14, but you're still very much in the game.
What do we see earlier? 18-43 out of Kleenex. That was still a dub on red card. Like, who knows what is possible on this particular map and mode? But into the second set as the war continues, and that is clean from Shotzzy. Headshots ringing through for Optic Texas. Nobody in the point for now, but now Optic will dip a toe in and try and turn this into some time. Faze have got spawns for next. They want to pick up some of this P1. And they'll do just that as they pick the player out of it. A team kill comes in off a hook as well.
Yeah, but he's had a nice little crossfire. He's going to line it up. He's trying to find Abizi. Abizi's going to deal with the one player on the hill, but off spawn, Mercury is just going to get on the objective. Well, the rest of Faze have to down this man. And he probably wins it if it's anybody else but that guy in Simp.
His hardpoint turnaround's been insane. That was like a couple of maps here at the major. We'll see if he can keep this kind of form, leading the way. for the Faze side. I thought, similar to what Mercules was able to do the last time through, I thought maybe Wooo could stay up behind enemy lines and turn that into something early. At the point,
siempre está corriendo.
responding close and trying to flood in.
Él pensó que todavía estaba allí.
With the help of Cell. Simp gets 2, he's on 4 straight.
No, se han dado cuenta de
Opening though for
Mercules.
Mercules to get on in.
Casi se lleva ese.
We go to Simp who's on the screen.
He's just had both guns. I mean, he's just been roaming around middle of the map. AR, SMG, when in gunfights. Mercules almost found a good timing. But now the problem is 20 seconds left. Raz is going to be out. Abizi's still here. But you're going to get the spawns that you want if you are Optic.
Eso no fue
They're
bueno.
just trying to get out towards B3.
Bueno.
Trying to push it out, but running into the hammer, that is Simp. Not allowing them to get through and influence the spawns too much. You take the tail end of that point. Last time Optic were set up here early was what the Simp double that kind of got Faze in to get a lot of time. This time they'll have the rotation. And we'll see what they can get.
Ah, se dio cuenta, qué bueno.
Perfectly, but Mercules putting in a little dance.
Well, it's what you just talked about. His awareness on some of these lurks, on some of these routes. He was just ready for someone to be spawning there. But again, Simp in the staircase, draws up with another one. And to me, that is the difference. You have just seen a lot more subplay here from Faze on some of these hills, and it is paying off. They're finding multi-kill after multi-kill.
That could be the advantage of the early rotation or the early setup. Let your subs get loose. They're not running into a wall of ARs. They're dictating the gunfights, and this guy is dictating everything. Simp, 26 and 13, double positive on 5 straight, and the lead is extending up over 80, and he is still hunting. Put on a mixtape now as he's running laps on Optic.
Ya lo verdad. No vi el score hasta ahora. Tú estás pendiente a la pantalla. Diablo, ¿qué es eso?
What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why Dashy's having that map. Mercules, though, does take her up, but it doesn't matter. He's there for the trade. And
nah, este tipo está haciéndolo todo. ¿Qué?
The triple on a Shotzi.
Everything is going.
Loco, lleva 10.
10 straight, 31 and 13.
Gracias a Dios.
Mercules is the one
Vete
guy
pa'l carajo.
the one guy that comes up with a play, but that stretch from Simp has now got you up over 100.
And he's got the Hellstorm now whenever he wants to use that. But you have just had no control of this map. If you are Optic, the subs are running all over you.
And he's right back to running through you. 33 and 14. Soaking up the time, doing it in the objective, doing the slang, doing it in transition. That's the other side of the tiny tears, cleaning you up. Optic's such an effort to control to bring this back. They battled through the map 1 and 2, but now getting blown out. 10 points needed for Faze to close this out. They got 2 of their best hard points, and they're looking to seal the deal. The tears cannot be silenced. One look at the final hold for Optic Texas. Any break for Faze will seal it.
Yeah, I imagine this is where you potentially use that Hellstorm if you are Simp, but it feels like they're waiting for that, but they might not need to because you got this man on your team to open up the point. He's going to finesse with Simp, just weaken up as many players as possible. Trying to get freaky is Abizi, but Wooo continues to hang on.
Oh, you got freaky in that map 1. I mean, Dashy was taking it from behind for Abizi, and this map kind of the same, 9 and 29. Dashy is getting slammed. If they stop, listen, we've seen insane comebacks on this map. We already casted a 100-point comeback. That was a very similar scoreline. Honestly, right around 100-point advantage. Can Texas be perfect? Can Optic somehow do this? Start to click and steal one away. Mercules, maybe the guy that's going to lead it. 24 and 27 right now.
But it's just every second. Yeah, I mean, you fight this, and what does that do? That drags Shotzi over.
Oh, pero espérate.
You're going to win rotation, so second by second, you're getting back into the game.
We have had just nutty comebacks on red card. Can they do it? Plenty of play clock to work with. Mercules again finding multis. They'll be inside the hard point, 40 seconds left to earn. They have to stop one right now. It's going to be a tiny tears going through. They're going to get 2. They're going to get 3. They go into the point. 5 now needed for the win. Faze looking for another top 3, and they move on to the winner's side of the bracket.
Sí, papá, el MVP. Y tipo el carajo, loco. Nah, ese tipo está a otro nivel.